Welcome back to another week of The Art of Agency, a launch pad for realtors. I'm Jonathan Green. I have some news for you. You're going to feel lucky for part of this because I don't have to give you the whole podcast begging in the beginning because I'm shutting this podcast down. This is the final episode. I'm going to explain why. It's going to make sense. But generally, there's different things that go on in the real estate agent coaching podcast game, and we weren't able to scale to a level that makes it a great use of my time at this point. I think we did a great job on the podcast. I think the first 20 episodes are high value. Hopefully, you'll still share it with your friends, send it to everybody. But the time has come to shut the door. So, this is episode 21 of The Art of Agency, a launchpad for realtors. This is the final episode. This has been a great ride. I really enjoyed this podcast, but the main reason that I'm shutting this podcast down is because I have another podcast, Zen and the Art of Real Estate Investing, and that's a real estate investing podcast, and it's just frankly going bananas, and I'm an expert in real estate investing. Am I an expert as a real estate agent? Yeah, I would say so. But the difference is I've been investing in real estate for more than 30 years. I learned everything from my dad. I've spent this amount of time just digging into investing, doing it. I only have 10 years or so in the agent game, several of that running a team. But to be honest, there's lots of people in the real estate agent game who are running better teams than me and better businesses. I am a good coach and I am going to continue real estate coaching. I'll also get into that. But the podcast game is different. I've had great guests, friends of mine. I think these podcast episodes are going to be super valuable to people in the future. But because I'm moving Zen and the Art of Real Estate Investing to 2 deliveries a week, meaning it's going to release 2 episodes a week because we're so far ahead and our guests are getting crazier and crazier in a good way, that I just need to focus my energy on that in addition to running my on-market team and my off-market investment opportunities, as well as just like trying to have a semblance of a life. So it's a tough decision, but I think at this point in my life, I have to figure out which things are the highest value. So this being the final episode, I'm going to give just a few tips of things that I've learned. One, running a real estate team is hard. If you're a real estate agent and you're thinking like, oh, I'll just build a team, I wouldn't get so into that. Like, you need to really have a long time in the game before doing it. It's very, very difficult in many different ways. Hiring your friends, bad idea. The money is a lot, and the upkeep is a lot. And generally, just being responsible for other agents is a lot. You're basically running a mini brokerage with an umbrella over your head. And if you do it like that, you have to treat it like a business. The majority of teams in the business, not the super high producing ones that you hear about, but the majority of the teams that you don't know much about are really groups. You know, at some brokerages, they're either downline groups or there's kind of like groups huddling together to try to, get this like collective excitement over it, and it doesn't really work. And real estate, it's been an interesting time. Pandemic, pushed prices up, but now it's been tight. There's no inventory. Real estate agents are failing left and right. And my team, Streamline Properties on Market, we were up to 50 agents at one point. Now we've gone through selective reduction. We're down to 18, and we may not be done. And I think there's a lot that I've learned, this being my third team, and just having the guests that I've had on this podcast. I've learned a lot about how they run teams, how I should run my team, and what I want to do with my time in regard to on-market real estate. So the real estate agent podcast, I guess, sphere, it's not that full. I don't find there's a ton of great content. I think we were in the higher echelon of delivering content from agents who are getting the job done. But like I said, my other podcast is going better, and I need to focus my energy there. But let's go over some agent tips that we've learned over the first 20 episodes of The Art of Agency, a launchpad for realtors. One, please do your daily market research. If you're just a brand new agent or a seasoned agent, It doesn't make sense to me if you're not looking at the MLS multiple times a day and checking for coming soons, new listings, back on market, one of the best properties out there to send to clients. And you have to do it a few times a day because you want to be able to beat Zillow to the punch. If you're catching coming soon, sending to your clients before they get pinged by Zillow, you're doing a great job. You're holding your value. If every time your clients just send you something that they see, you have no value as a real estate agent. Maybe when you get to the property, you can add more value, but a lot of it is in the search. You have to be ahead of the curve with them, be giving them the best advice, and making sure that they know that you care more about them than the commission. And if you don't, you're going to have a trouble making a long-term career as a real estate agent. So market research is probably the number one. I still guarantee this. If you do your daily market research in the towns that you work the most, 3 times a day, morning, middle of the day, nighttime, and you use that to send those properties to your clients, you'll know more about the current real estate market than 99% of the agents in your market, even if you've never done a transaction. That will give you more confidence. You'll be able to relay that to your clients. You'll feel better. You know the market. That's what you should do. It's definitely a no-brainer.